just your daily reminder. Women are not pro-choice; they're pro-life. And meaning, when I say pro-life, meaning they are pro whatever women say is my life, my choice. That's what they mean. Women are not really pro-choice because pro-choice, I believe pro-choice should be even across the board. I believe if you're really pro-choice, right? Which means when you're saying choice, it should always be everybody should have a choice, right? You would think so. So if you decide to abort the kid, why can't a man decide not to financially take care of it, to financially abort per se? And this is where logic meets woman, and woman goes, Barry Sanders it. So I say this to say this: when you're seeing all these women marching and blah blah blah, I will say this: if you are one of the top percent men, right? If you have some money, right? You don't even, like I say, if you're an athlete, if you're over a certain height, if you have a certain status, do not think you gonna mess with these women, especially if she's over a certain age, especially if she's like 26, 27 and higher. Do not think that she's going to go to the clinic because you tell her to. That I'm telling you this up front. I'm gonna show you another story. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I gotta show you this because this is how a lot of men get into trouble. It'll be like a bum dude, right? I'll put bum in quotation marks, but physically he's genetically gifted. I'm telling you, Keke Palmer's ex-boyfriend, Darius, is going through this right now. He's coming to the realization he was being used for his genetics, right? Now, like I said, they'll be like, man, I don't want a kid. But when women get past a certain age, that baby rabies, what they call it, which is basically it's just nature. Because once they get over a certain age, because usually back in the days, women by like age 24 would already have like 3, 4, 5 kids, right? Already and be in a house and something like that. Like I'm talking about by like age 24 now. The average, I think, in America, I think the average age for women having kids is like 28 or 29 or 30, something crazy like that. Like that's a significant age increase. So now by 30, once it's harder for them after age 30, right? Whereas like to ignore their body, like their body is basically crying out for a kid by 30. So that's when by that time, by that age, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and a little bit higher before they completely drop out of the biological clock hits for babies. That's when like literally by that time their body's like, yo, you don't have that much time. You need a baby now. And their body will be like, so like I said, when you see clips like this that I'm about to show you, when you're seeing women, I don't want kids, she's lying. Because if the right one knocks her up or she catches feelings for one of them, and then something happens, talking about, ooh, I'm pregnant by accident, which would be what they know what they're doing. Do not think that she's going to just be like, okay, yeah, she's going to honor what she says. When they say I don't want, when the average woman is saying I don't want kids, she's saying I don't want kids by an average dude. That's what she's saying. That's really all that she's saying. So let's watch this clip real quick.
Australian model Ellie Gonzalez went viral after she posted a list of 118 reasons why she doesn't want to have kids. The list seems to cover all possible negative consequences, from hair loss to the possibility that the child may become a maniac. Gonzalez clarified that this was just her list and her opinion, but has received a lot of backlash, with some claiming she needs professional help. However, there were many who sided with the model, sharing the same fears. Gonzalez later broke her silence and published some of the messages she had received, in which women thanked her for voicing their concerns. Australian model Ellie Gonzalez.
Now, this is I can tell this is some Instagram model, whatever. She got that Instagram model look. Do you think, because she's Australian, do you think this what's her name, Ellie Gonzalez, whatever, right? Do you think if one of these soccer players or rugby players, since she's in Australia, one of these rugby players, famous rugby players, how about this? I'll just keep it simple. One of these famous soccer players in Europe knock her up. You think she's gonna get rid? She's gonna need to be paid off. I'm talking about $1 million. That's what be happening when you see, or you'll see one of those models. They'll have an abortion. Is by a celebrity, the only time they'll abort is because the celebrity's literally giving her $1 million to be like, no. Like, I'm talking about like a good, not $1 million, but like a good sum of money, a great sum of money, like a great sum of money for her to keep quiet and to get rid. But most times, if given the opportunity, she's going to keep it. And all of us, you put that power in that woman's hands at that time, all of a sudden they'll get smart real quick. I know girls like this. So watch, she's talking about.
Gonzalez went viral after she posted a list of 118 reasons why she doesn't want to have.
These are 118 reasons why not to carry kids by the average dude. That's what that is. That's what that is. This is why I try to tell people that are above average or who are genetically gifted. Just understand. Just understand. Or if you're messing with a girl that has feelings for you, for real, just be careful. Be careful, because all of that stuff that she said. So let me see some of these reasons. She said kids have no sense of boundaries. Kids are annoying. Kids can turn into psychopaths. You will have to constantly prioritize your kids' needs before your own. What if they get abducted? What if they get trafficked? Life hardships and blah 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 blah. It's interesting. They'll have this whole list, but when I showed you that video with what's his name? What's that dude's name that I just did the video on? The Timberwolves player, Anthony Edwards. So he was like, now all of a sudden, you saw how once she didn't get the response that she wanted from Ant, all of a sudden, oh, I had an abortion before, and this is a human life. I was just like, up, here we go, Ant. You have trouble on your hands. Like I said, the reason why she had an abortion before is because it was probably she found out that the kid wasn't by somebody with paper, or she thought the dude had paper and that dude was just scamming her. And then she's like, shoot, I got to get rid. You know what I'm saying? So guys got to be careful. You guys got to be careful.